good morning, perhaps it's good afternoon, perhaps it's good evening, depending upon where you are on the globe. Welcome and thank you for tuning in, and thank you to those who may catch the replay. The title of this broadcast Is It Too Late to Save the Children? And before I proceed, I would like to place up my disclaimers. The Fair Use Act disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which states allowance is made for fair use of copyrighted material for purposes of commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, education, teaching, and or scholarship. It provides for the legal, non-licensed citation and or incorporation of copyrighted material by others which might be infringing under other circumstances. And this is a definite need for tonight's discussion. Viewer discretion disclaimer. The following broadcast contains mature themes and situations intended for adults. Viewer discretion is advised. So again, this is it too late to save the children? The premise is, are we as adults, are we as parents failing our children? Are we, those that are considered social media influencers, also ones to share blame or culpability in what's happening with our children? And let me see the comments real quick. Hey there, Nana. How are you? And Bud Chronicles, how are you? Welcome. And anyone else that may be listening in. So again, I'm going to begin with my commentary. And as I mentioned in my description, this may be offensive to some people. I will do my best to make it as delicate as possible, but that's not always possible. Rita, welcome, member Rita. This is something I think you might be interested in. You're probably at work and can't come up, but your opinions definitely will be needed. So, without further delay, many of you, and these are just my opinions, have spoken on it's about the children, it's about the kids. But as of late, and again, I don't go to many pages that I used to, so I may be wrong. However, I see certain things on my timeline because I'm in different areas now. And I haven't seen too many people speak on this particular subject matter. And I'll get to that in a moment, but I just wanted to get my commentary off. For those of you with these huge platforms, even if they're not huge, but where many have talked about children and children being touched and trafficked, what about the exploitation of children? Because as of late, I see many people engaging in foolishness. You're either talking about the same person or people day in and day out. And again, if that's your hustle, I would never stand in front of anybody getting their bag. But if you have a platform where you have specifically stated at one point or time that you care about children, the protection of children, why don't I see more content about that. And again, a lot of times, some of the content that I do see, it's by looking at other people's pages because, again, I enjoy laughter just as much as anyone else. Laughter to me is medicine. However, some things that I've seen and listened to, I don't see the humor in it at all. And I don't see where it's uplifting or helping a situation at all. I don't see how speaking ill on children, someone else's children, because you're angry or upset with a grown-up or an adult is helping a situation at all. And the times that I've grown up and my beliefs, which are my beliefs, you can't serve two. You can't be dark 1 minute and then 3 minutes later talk about the Lord or the Creator after you've talked about someone else's child. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. So this, and again, I don't mean to be offensive to anyone. However, as adults, well, Bud, you are. You most definitely are. Momentarily. Bring verbal abused. Hey there, Big Dog Philly. You may want to listen and chime in as well. But a lot of you, again, it's the same thing, the same regurgitated foolery, day in and day out. No progression, at least in my opinion, from what I've seen. Now, this story is very, very disturbing. And before anyone says, you're speaking on racial division, no, I'm not. Because I'm going to present to you a photo of young Tay. Okay? That is not a brown, red, or black little child. And she was in the news not too long ago. And as you can see in this photo, flashing big money, there was a hoax that she was no longer here, but apparently that was just a hoax. So, the story I want to talk about. Hey there, Big Dog Philly. Oh, I'm going to. The story I'm talking about is in reference to a 6-year-old allegedly social media influencer named LIL RT. And what's surprising to me is allegedly, and you can do your own research, LIL RT, according to genius.com, which you can look it up yourself, is 9 years old. 9 years old from Atlanta, Georgia. And this is another part that I'm getting to. There are many of you that have platforms in Georgia, Atlanta, and parts in between. And I haven't heard anything. And again, as I mentioned, I don't go to a lot of pages. So some of you may have spoken on this, but I think I would have seen it on. Yes, writer. Yes. So do you agree with me about some of these platforms? Because we know that we have content creators on here from Atlanta or in the Georgia area. I haven't seen anything about this. again, allegedly 9 years old. At first they were saying 6 years old, but 6 or 9, to me, it really doesn't matter. From Atlanta, who gained popularity on a viral TikTok video. From a song called 60 Miles. I am not going to play that song. I am going to share my screen. And if you all have not been acclimated with Anton Daniels, the morning millionaire, I'm going to share that and just briefly listen to a bit of his commentary on this. This is, in my opinion, sick and wicked. And again, I'm truly surprised that I haven't seen, and as I said, it could be others that may have spoken on it. I haven't seen it as of yet. But Ryder said that he saw the video and it was not only disturbing, but it was sickening to watch. Now, I looked over the lyrics. Some of the lyrics sound just like some of the language that comes out of some of these content creators' mouths, both men and women. Again, if that's offensive to some of you, my apologies. But you wonder why some of these children are growing up and sounding and acting in the manner that they do. They emulate what they see and hear. Ryder says, okay, let's meet. Okay, Ryder types quickly, so me decipher what he's saying really quick. Okay, let's be honest, people. Do you really think there is not an agenda of Black genocide through demonic music? No, through demonic music. They promote it to cause more death and destruction in the Black community. That's why I was looking at it, because I know that you type fast, Ryder. But as I mentioned, it's not only, I understand that, but it's not only in the Black community. We have others, but unfortunately, this is what we're looking at today. Absolutely. I got you. I know how you type, so I figured it out. So no worries. So this is just going to be a quick share. And I'm going to drop this if anyone has anything they would like to say. But my question is, are the parents, are the adults failing the children? Now, there will be some people that say, and I know actually personally, that there are parents who are actual pillars of their community, upstanding citizens, affluent and astute. However, their children, because they're bored or entitled and have been given everything and not earned anything, they find themselves on the other side of the law, breaking laws because that's more excitement in their lives. So let me go ahead and share this really quickly for those who may not be familiar with what I'm speaking about. And again, this is from Anton Daniels. The name of the video is Throw the Black Culture in the Trash. Again, I don't know if I really want to consider this as a Black culture, but again, it's debatable. And again, this is just going to be a snippet because, as Ryder said, this is really disturbing. Okay, this is the little boy, LIL RT. And again, courtesy Anton Daniels, the Millionaire Morning Show.
If I call it out, I'm the sellout. If I call, listen, they put money up. They shot a video. They reached out to other platforms. Oh, this is not the main video. Let me show you the main video. I'm not gonna play the main video. I'm not gonna play it anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore. But let me mute this. Let me show you. This is what the culture has subjected themselves to. Look at him. He in the hood. He on a stoop. He running it up. He's sitting with the chicks. He got the money showing. He got the money phone. Chargers, Challengers, Hellcats, spinouts, burnouts, directed by Car Key. This is your future. This is your future. Now, he got the chains. He got the spiky hair. He got the cars. He got the look at all of the people. Look at the thugs. Hold on. Look at the supporters. Look at the supporters in the background. Yeah, we're gonna turn up for love.
Okay. That was a snippet from, as I said, the Millionaire Morning Show with Anton Daniels. Yes, I'm very serious. So Bud says, I appreciate your awareness and transparency. Much love and respect. Thank you. And Bud says, are you serious? Yes, I'm very serious. And Bud Chronicles 420 says, understand, the kid's childhood is gone. No sense of personal accomplishment. I'm going to star that, and that is one of the questions that I had. Because a lot of the comments in that particular video and a couple of others that I saw basically are saying that a lot of these children are already lost. Why waste time or energy? Because they're already lost. Do you believe in that? Or do you think that they still can be saved? And your opinions or thoughts, if you have any, on who is to blame for this? Because again, whether he's 6 years old or 9 years old, the lyrics alone are deplorable. Every other word, he can't even finish a sentence without using something vulgar. And how many content creators do you see and hear on here every day that sound like this child? And you wonder where some of these children get it from. And then when something horrible and heartbreaking happens, they're the first ones in front of the camera. Well, my child was a good child. He went to school, he did this, he did that. And I'm not saying this is a case for everyone. But if you're truly for the kids, where's the outrage? Certainly, I'm 16 hours away. Why aren't more people in the Atlanta area with huge platforms or a huge following speaking about this? Where's the outrage? There weren't problems when it came to people speaking on others' children, saying that they wanted to do something horrible to them. There were tons of videos and 8 and 12-hour lives done on those situations. Where are the lives about this? Where are the commentary videos and reaction videos about this? my good people from Georgia or in the South or nearby. Ryder says, oh my God, this angers the hell out of me. I swear, we are lost as a people. Where the hell is his father? Is this a single mother, etc.? And let's keep emotions out of this. Absolutely. Ryder also says, Joe, in this sector of YouTube, most adults, aka content creators, have that little 6-year-old mindset. Well, I don't know whether he's 6 or 9, but to me, it's only a 3-year difference, and it's still a child. And one of the first lyrics, if you can even say that's a lyric, he's speaking about performing an act. Is this not exploitation? And Bud says, Ryder, I can't express it. It's truly heartbreaking. And Ryder says, Bud, it's really sad, brother. So again, people flock to, I'm just going to call it how I see it, foolishness. And that's not a shot to anyone. Because we all, well, many of us dabble here and there into things. And then there are some that have a balance. But then you have others. It's the same thing. And supporters say nothing. And I can't believe that everybody is in agreement with the same over and over, especially when it's my opinion, it's a disservice to many. You're not bringing awareness to this generation. Those that are 40 and 50 or maybe older, it's these kids right here. These kids right here. Nobody has anything to say about that? Or is it always going to be the same person or group of people talked about day in and day out? And what are you really getting out of it other than a bag? And again, I respect everybody's hustle. Do what you need to do. But in my opinion, it should be a balance. And they're all races that have children doing this. And I cannot believe there's not more outrage about this. Apparently, and again, you have to do your research, it was originally, I believe, on Instagram. I don't know if it was removed, but hi there, member Leonia. How are you? Good morning. And if you do, please don't post it in here. Please do not post it in here. I'll take your word for it, or I'll leave you my email and I can look it up. But Ryder says, Joe, I'll see if I can find the video of a little boy. I believe he was 7 at the time and said his mother was a B. I believe it was on World Star Hip Hop. Absolutely. And again, thank you, Leonia, so much. Bud says, my question as well is, what is that teaching our kids, especially in the important stages of growing up, learning the values of a dollar, learning kindness and friendships? Well, Bud Chronicles 420, I'm not really sure who you are, but your comments are truly welcome here. But your last statement learning kindness and friendships. As Ryder said earlier, in particular sectors, you don't see that. You don't see too much of people truly edifying one another. You see tearing down or the attempts to tear down others. But building, no. Now, some of the platforms that I'm on, they're building. They're coming up with solutions. They're actually teaching history, things that some people may not know, things that people have already experienced. Coming together to try to find viable solutions. Whereas, unfortunately, in other sectors, you have the exact opposite. The exact opposite. So let me share a little bit more. Again, this is courtesy of Anton Daniels. This is just so very sad to me. And again, I don't understand where the outrage is for all of these people that love the children so much. And everything is about the children. Okay, well, speak on it. That's what you do. Speak on it. Because this is truly, truly ridiculous.
LIL RT. We gonna turn up for LIL RT. Y'all with me on this, or y'all on that other side? You with me with this, or you on that other side? 6 years, 6 years. Yo, I don't even remember what was happening when I was 6 years old. My earliest memory is like 9 or something, or 8.
Now, I believe
I don't even remember. Yo.
He's 9. I believe he's 9.
So check this out. That is the number of small businesses for sale right now across the.
Yo, when I was 6 years old, I think I had like a Teddy Ruxpin, and I was playing with I had like a like this army game.
Okay. And here are a few comments. How is this not child abuse? How is any adult okay or even promoting it at all? So glad to see Black people calling out Black culture. I've been counseled so many times in the past for doing it. This has got to change. And the next one is, as a proud parent of 2 daughters, 26 and 18 years old, and it kills me when I hear people, mostly those without, say kids nowadays ain't you know what. Well, what do we do? Or what do we say about the parents of these kids that ain't you know what? This little boy's parents drinking, I don't even know how to pronounce that, something azul, smoking on the finest gas, all dripped out, selling this boy to the devil. SMDH. So, let me get the comments. Ryder says, Joe, you're one of the very few, and I mean few, with constructive conversation, and I put that on God. Well, thank you, Ryder. Thank you, Leonia. It's still hanging in there. And but Chronicle says, I'm sorry. It is 1 a.m. here. I'm here with you, says much love and respect from the Chronicles family. Love you all. Chat, good night, and good night, Joe. Well, good night to you, and thank you, Bud. Sleep well. But again, Ryder, thank you so much. for that. And I see there are others that are listening, but they're not really saying anything. And again, my comments are not meant to be offensive to anyone. But if I have to call it and speak on it, especially when it comes to this, because it really made my stomach turn. We have to start taking accountability for our actions and behaviors. And no, I am not purporting that I'm perfect at all, because I have, on several occasions, had foul language. And I can't guarantee in the future I may not, but I know how to articulate myself. I know how to finish and get through an entire broadcast without having to use foul or offensive language. Not to say that others do not, but it's just me. It's just me. Now, could I morph into someone that does that? Absolutely. Would it gain more of a crowd? Absolutely. Because I can get down in the mud with anyone else. But if I made a lifestyle decision, which included my behavior along with everything else, would I not be a hypocrite if I changed? And the change would be strictly driven by profit. And I'm not saying that that's why we have, quote unquote, in my opinion, a lot of characters on here and not the real people. Because I do believe a lot of people on here are characters. They're not true representations of themselves. Some may be, but I don't believe all of them are. But the point is, where do we as adults stand? Do we see this as being okay? Oh, thank you, Big Movie Fan 18. If you want to drop your link, you can go ahead and do it. And again, the bigger question that many have asked and posed: are these children that have already had a taste, if you will, of the industry and this lifestyle, is it already too late for them? Or can they be reinvented? Because as I mentioned, the lyrics that ranged from I can't even call it intimacy to violence from someone that's not even, I believe, is not even 10 years old yet. Mimics. A couple of people that come to mind on this app. Other questions, again, should those involved in the production of these videos, the writing of the lyrics, be held accountable? Or are we looking at something that may have been going on for years and it's just getting more traction, if you will? But as I mentioned, he's not the first. And sadly, he will not be the last. As I showed earlier, and I'll put her picture up again. And you can do your research on Lil Tay. And it's just ironic how all of these children, or some of the older rappers, or social media influencers, have the LIL in front of their names. There is something very wrong with this picture. And as Ryder mentioned earlier, where's the father, or is it a single mother issue? There are several single mothers that work extremely hard, and their children are not engaging in this type of behavior or culture, if you will. And I really hate using that word because I don't know if it's really considered a culture. And if you're into etymology and you take off the last few letters of culture, you have the word cult. And you have many people that have spoken about production companies, and I'm not going to name them here, but pretty much you all should know who I'm speaking about, and how there was a mad rush at one point in time to save the children from these companies, or these huge amusement parks. That's a huge hint right there. This could be frightening to some who worry about their children going to public schools, especially in the inner cities. But as I mentioned earlier, I know for a fact, and I know people personally that are well off, live in gated communities, but their children fall off. And it has nothing to do with parenting in some cases. However, in other cases, in my opinion, it most definitely has something to do with the parenting or people just not caring. A person can say they care and they support a certain cause or causes. But if your actions do not align with your words or your rhetoric, that's all it is. Empty words and rhetoric. And then you have people that follow. Some afraid to call out the hypocrisy because they want to be in with the in crowd. So as I said, allegedly, and do your own research. This little boy, I'll just say he's under the age of 10. Allegedly in the Atlanta area. And there are many people on here, men and women, from so many different sectors because I go to several different sectors. So I know of others in the Atlanta area or the Georgia area. And I'm just surprised that, again, maybe I just haven't seen it as of yet, why there isn't more outrage about this particular story. I've seen countless stories about Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, Tupac, DJ Envy, Blueface, and the list goes on and on. The difference, those are grown adults. They created the mud. Now they're going to have to lie in it and work those situations out. This is a child. Who is going to advocate for this child? Where are the moguls? Where are the politicians? Where are the advocates? Where are their voices? Or is it, as Ryder said earlier, a plan or a blueprint to encapsulate and draw in the young, the vulnerable, the children, this new generation into a world of darkness that some may not be able to escape. That is my commentary. Again, the video, if you would like to see the entirety, is on the web page, the YouTube page of Anton Daniels. And it's in reference to this little rapper, LIL RT, and his viral TikTok video. Again, it's, in my opinion, disturbing. But I'm not even numb anymore. Because as I mentioned, this little child, he's not the first and he's definitely not going to be the last. And if there are only a few people talking about it, we're going to have more. Thank you to those that stopped by. Thank you to the members. Thank you to the subscribers and those that just came by to leave comments. You are truly appreciated. Again, the information can be found in the description. Everyone, please, if it's your belief, pray for our young people. And I believe I recognized everyone. Yes, I did. Leonia, hopefully you'll get some rest. I'm about to because it is 1:15 a.m. here. So again, this broadcast was not to offend anyone. It's my speaking my truth of what I see and what I hear. And this story on this child, in my opinion, is dark and sad. And there should be accountability. They say it takes a village. But I don't know where our villages are anymore. Do they still exist? Prayerfully, they do. With that, everyone, please be safe, be well, and be healthier. Leave your comments if you would be so kind. And good night.